Why industry uses relational database management systems. Here we'll talk about RDBMS in detail. Now, as I said earlier, RDBMS is a software program you use to create, maintain, modify, and manipulate a relational database. Many RDBMS programs provide the tools that you need to create end-user applications that interact with the data stored in the database. Now, of course, the quality of an RDBMS is a direct function to the extent of which it supports the relational database model. Even among true RDBMSs, support for the relational database varies among vendors, and there is yet to be a full implementation of the relational model's potential. Now, despite all this, all RDBMS programs continue to evolve and become more full-featured and powerful than ever before. Since the early 70s, a number of RDBMS programs have been produced by a variety of software vendors, encompassing various types of computer hardware, operating systems, and programming environments. As we continue our voyage into the beginning of the 21st century, it's safe to say that RDBMS programs are as ubiquitous and integrated into our daily lives as our cellular phones. In the earliest days of the relational database, RDBMSs were written for use on mainframe computers. Well, didn't everything start in a mainframe, huh? Well, two RDBMS programs were prevalent in the early 70s, and they were System R, developed by IBM at its San Jose Research Laboratory in California, and Interactive Graphics Retrieval System, or INGRESS. This was developed at the University of California at Berkeley. These two programs contributed greatly to the general appreciation of the relational model. As the benefits of relational database became more widely known, many companies decided to make a slow move from hierarchical and network database models to the relational database model, thus creating a need for more and better mainframe RDBMS programs. The 1980s saw the development of various commercial RDBMSs for mainframe computers, such as Oracle, developed by Oracle Corporation, and IBM's DB2. The early to mid-80s saw the rise of the personal computer, and with its development of PC-based RDBMS programs. Some of the early entries in this category, such as DBase by Ashton Tate and Fox Pro from Fox Software, were nothing more than elementary file-based database management systems. True PC-based RDBMS programs began to emerge with the introduction of RBase, originally developed by Microrim, and Paradox, originally developed by Answer Software. Each of these products helps to spread the idea and potential of database management from the mainframe-dominated domain of information systems departments to the desktop of the common end user. The need to share data became more apparent as more and more users worked with databases through the late 80s and early 90s. The concept of a centrally located database that could be made available to multiple users seemed a very promising idea. Now, this would certainly make data management and database security much easier to implement. Database vendors responded to this need by developing client-server RDBMS programs. Now, take a look at this picture to understand this more clearly. As this image illustrates, the data in this type of system resides on a computer acting as a database server, and users interact with the data through applications residing on their own computer, or database client. The database developer uses the client-server RDBMS program to create and maintain the database and intended end-user application programs. He or she implements data integrity and data security on the database server, giving them the ability to base a variety of user applications on the same set of data without affecting the data's integrity or security. Now have a look at this image, which shows a typical client-server architecture. Client-server RDBMS programs have been widely used for quite some time to manage large volumes of shared data. Now, some of the more recent entries in the client-server RDBMS category are Microsoft SQL Server 2000, from, of course, Microsoft Corporation, and Oracle 9i Application Server, from Oracle Corporation.